My name is Deanna Bindley, and my fiance and I, his name is Mark Shelak. We own 2 acres of land west of Sedona in an area called Bear Mountain. Now, we are actively building our house right now. We're grateful to be there. We love the area, but I do want to talk about what's happening in the Bear Mountain area. Now, our property address is 10 Estrella Road. Please pull that up on Google Maps so that you know exactly what area I'm talking about. When you take Boynton Pass towards the Pulaski area, you've got the paved road, and that paved road stops. Once it stops, it becomes 152C Forest Road. From the cattle guard there, where you start the dirt road until where that dirt road forks, is called 152C. Now, on one side of the road, you have about 30 to 40 homeowners and landowners on one side of the road. On the other side of the road, you have actual forest land. So just to give you reference, that's the location that I am talking about. Now, the purpose for this video is I need for people to understand that this area of town is being devastated by the tourism industry. There is a non-stop flow of OHVs, Jeep tours, traffic, excessive noise, excessive and dangerous speeds, and never-ending dust. I've got video clips to show you everything so that you can see for yourself the impact that this is having on the Bear Mountain area. Now, I decided to do my own impact study so that I knew those numbers, and then I could share real-time, accurate information with you so that maybe we can do something for the people who live in this area. Now, there are 5 key components to this video. Number 1, we're going to talk about vehicles going off trail. On a regular basis, we have OHVs, dirt bikes, Jeeps, trucks, all of that going off trail in a 2-mile stretch. In this exact 2-mile stretch that I'm talking about of 152C, I'm going to show you some video clips where 18 different times people are going off the Forest Service road and into the forest. Component number 2 of this video, we're going to talk about excessive and dangerous speeds. This is a Forest Service road. This was not designed to be a racetrack or an autobahn for OHVs. This was really designed for the Forest Service, and I think that this privilege is very desperately being abused. Number 3, we're going to talk about noise. Number 4, we're going to talk about overwhelming and never-ending dust generated by these vehicles and this traffic. And then number 5, we're going to talk about total traffic in the area. I think if you live in the area, you know that the City of Sedona is starting to cut off access to certain parts of the forest. The OHVs have been cut off, the Jeep tours, people have been cut off. Let's say Soldiers Pass and a couple of other places, they've been very, very limited. Well, all of that traffic is going to Bear Mountain, and that's a concern. So I'm going to show you some video clips here of what's actually going on. So let's jump into this. Part 1, off trail. 18 times within a 2-mile stretch, I found tracks of trucks, Jeeps, OHVs, different kinds of vehicles going off the Forest Service road and into the forest. I didn't follow any of these trails very far at all, but I will show you on video, and you can clearly see where people are going deep into the forest and doing whatever they want. This is damaging to the environment. This is damaging to the wildlife, the trees. We have a very fragile system out there in the desert and the forest, and this is being decimated. I'm going to show you a few of the video clips where people are doing whatever they want. Here's another spot where people are going off trail. It's really just a little wash, and they're kind of making it their own. You can see the tracks. Here's another one. You can see that the Forest Service has signs to close this off because people obviously are going off trail. they're going around the signs, and you can see how they're making this area their own as well. Here's another one. Real obvious, you can see the tracks going around there and headed off into the distance. Here's another one going off-road. They have missing car parts now going off that direction. Super easy to see. Here's another one. They seem to like to do circles for some reason, going onto either private property or Forest Service property, do circles, come back out on the road just because they can. You can see up there. Here's another one. This is one of their circles that they do off of the road, and I can see that it goes off that direction as well. And they do them right around Forest Service closed area signs. You can see that they respect authority, right? Here's another one. This is motorcycle. You know, you've got your single tire. This goes on over here, and this is private property. This is my neighbor. Her and a couple of investors own this land, and we've got dirt bikes on it. Another closed area. You can see where I would guess these are dirt bikes. And they just keep going. Part 2, let's talk about excessive speeds. Out there on the Forest Service road, we have a lot of speeders. Now, I called the Forest Service and confirmed that in their mind, the speed limit on a Forest Service road is 25 miles per hour. I've driven these Forest Service roads, I live out there, and I still have yet to find a speed limit sign. So that could be part of the confusion. Now, part of my impact study was I checked the speeds of all of these people. I have a radar gun. I needed to know what's going on so I can share this information with you. And again, the cars are not speeding. Pickup trucks, regular Jeeps, vans, they're just not speeding. They really can't. The speeders are the OHVs. My impact study confirmed to me very, very strongly that a minimum of 50% of the OHV riders on this Forest Service road, our small section, 50% or more are speeding. I clocked people and counted them at 26 miles per hour as a speeder, and I had people as high as 48 miles per hour in an OHV speeding and racing down this road like it was their own personal racetrack or autobahn. That was never the purpose of a Forest Service road. So there is a tremendous amount of abuse, no respect, damage to the environment, the animals and the wildlife that live out there. Anyway, let's get to some of these speeding videos. .32 and the dust. Look at all the dust. 35 miles per hour. .37. He hit the gas, and look at the dust going straight to Sue's house. And there you have it. Check out the dust. 43 miles per hour. He passed the other vehicle. 43. Look at the dust. It's been about 30 seconds since anything came down this road, so the wind has blown the dust onto our property and Sue's property. So I'm showing you the road when it's dusty or when it's clear, and now you can see the difference when vehicles come down the road. And if you watch the dust cloud, the OHV is passing. They do this all the time. Slow down. 48 miles per hour. He gave me a dirty look. Number 3, let's talk about excessive noise levels. In the state of Arizona, it is legal to produce decibel levels up to 96 decibels, which is an extremely loud noise. Now, I also own a decibel meter because I needed to be able to figure out the decibel level on these OHVs. And I found out that a lot of them are very, very, very loud. I have on video, I'll show you here in a second, people going from 80 to 90 decibels, and I'm 50, 60, 70 feet away. So if I was closer to these machines, the decibel levels would have been even higher. If you go on the internet, you can very quickly find out that decibel levels between 80 and 90 cause hearing damage. What about the wildlife? What about the people who live along these Forest Service roads and they're close to these decibel levels? This is devastating and can very easily cause hearing damage for the people who live there. Let's take a look at some of these video clips. The dust is so bad you cannot see, you can barely see, you can barely see him. Around the corner he hits the gas hard again. Let's check the decibel level on that one. 81.9. .8. 83.4. 84.1. Yeah, the rocks were moving on that one. He was kicking rock. 88.6 decibels. And a whole lot of dust. .8 decibels. Item number 4, let's talk about dust. My fiance is in the construction industry, so we understand dust. In the state of Arizona, they have very, very low limits for the dust that people are allowed to create before they get in trouble. On a job site, if you are exceeding those dust levels, the state of Arizona will come in and shut down your job. It is just not allowed. Farmers, I didn't know this until recently, farmers are not allowed to produce excessive amounts of dust. When a farmer works his land and he or she doesn't do it right, and the dust starts to go off in other directions, that's called fugitive dust. And the farmer can get in a lot of trouble for creating that fugitive dust. I'm going to show you some video clips here where these OHVs are flying down a dirt road with gravel, creating incredible amounts of dust to the point where the visibility is down to pretty much nothing. I don't understand how this is acceptable, and honestly, I don't know how this is legal. If construction companies aren't allowed to do it and farmers aren't allowed to do it, why is this just being ignored? Let's take a look at some pretty devastating dust video. Let's talk total numbers. On Saturday and Sunday, the minimum number of Jeep tours that came by the private properties was over 100 per day. On Saturday and Sunday, the OHV count per day was between 120 and 150 per day. I'm not even counting regular cars, vans, pickup trucks, just the normal traffic. When you combine all of the traffic together, we're looking at anywhere between 350 and 420 vehicles per day. Now, I know there are streets in Sedona that get way more traffic than that, but we're talking about a dirt road. The noise level is different. The dust level is clearly different, and that's what differentiates our traffic problem from the traffic problems in town on paved roads, and that's why I wanted to share this information with you. All right, let's start to wrap this up. First of all, thank you for your time. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I wanted to make sure that you knew exactly what was happening out in these areas. And also, I don't think I mentioned this before, but every one of the speeding video clips and the dust video clips were filmed from private property. I know people who live right along that Forest Service road. I was on their land because I wanted you to see the impact that the residents are having as a result of all of this excessive traffic. Now, please remember that these numbers are non-peak numbers. We are not into spring, summer, and fall. That's coming soon. Yes, this was a holiday weekend, but still, again, not peak season. These numbers, sadly, are going to go up, and I will keep you posted as these numbers change. Now, one thing we all know in Sedona is tourism has doubled, and I do believe it's even tripled within the last 5 to 10 years. That's good news, but it's also bad news for the people who live there. It's bad news for the environment, and it's bad news for the wildlife. We've got to do better than this, and I know as a community, we are better than this. So I ask you, is this sustainable? I just don't believe that it is. I'm looking for people to partner with and help out. so that we can start to solve some of these problems, especially out in our area. Now, my contact number and email is coming up next. Please reach out to me when you get a chance. Ask me any questions that you want, but I'll look forward to talking to you in person so that we can start to solve some of these issues. Thank you so much for your time.